Alright, this worksheet is on area and perimeter again, but we will be discussing some questions that involve algebra or factorization or quadratic equations. Alright, so question number 1. The area of the rectangle is 84, so 84 equals length times width, y times y plus 5, and we've been asked to find the perimeter. So to find the perimeter, we first need the value of y. We'll get that by opening this quadratic equation and rearranging it to y square plus 5y minus 84. Looking for two numbers which when multiplied should give us minus 84 and which when added should give us plus 5. So what would be those two numbers? That would be 12 times 7. So if I write 12 times minus 7, I get minus 84. And if I write 12 plus minus 7, I get 5. So I'll break the plus 5 by 2. 12y minus 7y minus 84. 0 equals y is common, y plus 12 minus 7 is common, and y plus 12. So we get y plus 12 and y minus 7 equals 0. So we get y equals 12 and y equals 7. Sorry, y equals minus 12 and y equals 7. So we'll be ignoring the negative value because if y is negative, then this length will also be negative, which can't be. So y is equals to 7 is the answer of the quadratic equation that we'll accept, which makes this 7 and which makes this 12. So 2 times 7 plus 12 will be the perimeter, which is 19 times 2, which gives us 38. Answer for question 1. Alright, question 2. Question 2 is in this part all lengths are in centimeters. Find the value of x when the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to the perimeter of the square. So both perimeters should be equal. So the first perimeter will be 2 times length plus width plus 2x plus 1, and the second perimeter will be 2 times again length plus width, which is 3x plus minus 1 and 3x minus 1. So let's just simply cancel out 2 and 2 on both sides first and then simplify each side. We get 4x plus 7 in the left hand side and 6x minus 2 to the right hand side. I'm taking minus 2 to the other side, becomes 9. 4x to the other side, this becomes 2x. So x equals 4.5 for question 2. Question number 3. Find the area of the rectangle and area of the triangle. The area of the rectangle and area of the triangle are equal. Find the value of y. So y times y plus 1, which is area of the rectangle, is equals to area of the triangle, which is half times base times height, y plus 1. Okay, this is times y plus 1. Okay, so now we will be opening the brackets. This becomes y square plus y equals half times 2y square plus 2y plus y plus 1, and taking 2 to the other side, 2y square plus 2y, this is square, equals 2y square plus 3y plus 1. 2y square and 2y square gets eliminated. We get, let's bring 1 to this side and y to this side. So okay, I spotted a mistake. I wrote y plus 1 instead of y plus 3. This was y plus 3. So this becomes plus 3y and then this becomes 6y. So now when I rearrange, I will get 3y equals 1. So y equals 1 by 3, which is the answer for question 3. Okay, question 4 is the area of the triangle is 2.5. So 2.5 equals half into base into height, half into u into 3u minus 2. Taking 2 to the other side, it will get multiplied with 2.5, making that 5, and we get 3u square minus 2u here, 0 here, and this becomes 3u square minus 2u minus 5, and we've shown the required equation. This was part A. Part B is factorize this. So we're looking for two numbers which when multiplied should give us 3 times minus 5, which is minus 15, and which when added should give us minus 2. So let's try minus 5 times 3, and here also minus 5 plus 3, we get minus 2 and minus 15 respectively. So 0 equals 3u square minus 5u plus 3u minus 5. In the first two expressions only u is common, so u 3u minus 5. In the next two nothing is common, so I write 1 common, and then 3u minus 5. So the factorized form is simply, I wrote equals to 0 by mistake. The factorized form is u plus 1 and 3u minus 5. This is the factorized form. This is B2, question 4, part 2. This isn't part B, part 2. Alright. Part 3, find the size of the angle. Alright. Now for that, if I need the size of the angle, that means I need this length and this length, and then I'll apply tan theta. This involves trigonometry. So tan theta is equals to base times height, but first I need the value of u. So for that I'll simply equate these factorized form equals to 0 and u equals minus 1, or u equals 5 by 3. So we can't accept minus 1 because that would make our length negative, which is impossible. So if u is 5 by 3, then this is 5 by 3, and what is 3u minus 2? 3 times 5 by 3 minus 2 will be 5 minus 2, which is 3. So this is 3. So now I'll write tan theta is perpendicular over base. So perpendicular is 5 by 3 over base is 3. So this becomes 5 by 9. If you want to see how this becomes 5 by 9, let's quickly revise it here as well. So we have tan theta equals perpendicular over base. Perpendicular is 5 by 3. It's the side opposite to opposite to theta, and base is the side between right angle, which is here, and this angle. So that would be 3. So this becomes 5 over 3 divided by 3, which becomes 5 over 3 into 1 by 3, which becomes 5 over 9. So in our calculators, we'll now enter theta. Theta equals tan inverse 5 by 9. Tan inverse 5 by 9, which is 29.05, and angles are always rounded off to 1 dp, so 29.1, 1 decimal place. This is the answer for question 4. Question number 5. Question 5. The difference between the areas of two rectangles is 62. So area of the first rectangle is x minus 1 times 2x plus 3 minus area of the second rectangle is x minus 2 times x plus 1, and this equals 62. Now we have to open the brackets and show that this gets simplified to this. The most important thing here is that you put bigger brackets around this, so that you remember that this negative will change the signs of all the values values here. So opening the first brackets directly, I would get 2x square minus 2x and plus 3x will make plus x, and then minus 3. I've directly simplified it. Minus brackets x square minus 2x plus x will make minus x, and then minus 2 equals 62. Now I'll open the bigger brackets. 2x square plus x minus 3 minus x square plus x plus 2 equals 62. So this becomes x square plus 2x minus 63, and we've shown what was required. Alright, in part 2 we have to factorize this. So factorize x square plus 2x minus 63. So we're looking for two numbers which once multiplied should give minus 63, because minus 63 times 1 equals minus 63, and which when added should give 2. So let's try 7 9. So 9 minus 9 times 7 is minus 63, and no, the negative sign should be with the smaller number. So 9 minus 7 is 63, and 9 plus minus 7 is 2. 9 times minus 7 is minus 63, and 9 plus minus 7 is 2. So I'll break the middle term to 9x minus 7x minus 63, and x is common in the first two, x plus 9, and minus 7 is common in x plus 9. So I get x minus 7, x plus 9. Okay, this was part 2. In part 3 we have to solve this equation. That means we need the value of x and then find the difference between the perimeters of the two two rectangles. So when we equate for part 3, we equate this to 0. So x minus 7 bracket x plus 9 equals 0. We're getting two answers, x equals to 7 and x equals to minus 9. This is the first part of question 3. And then find the difference between the perimeters of two rectangles. So now we'll discard the negative value and only choose the positive value, because length cannot be negative. So if this is 7, then x minus 1 will become 6. 2 times 7 plus 3 will become 14, 15, 16, 17. Yes, and then x plus 1 will become 7 plus 1 8, and x minus 2 will become 7 minus 2 5. So now we have to find the difference between the perimeters. So I'll use 2 times 6 plus 17, which is the perimeter of the first rectangle, minus 2 times 5 times 8. So we get 6 plus 17 times 2, which is 46, minus 2 times 5 times 8. So the final answer is, this here is plus, not multiply, and then the final answer is 20 when you enter all of this in the calculator. So 20 is the final answer for part 5, for question 5. Alright, question 6 now. Let's start it from here. Alright, question 6. In the diagram below, all lengths are measured in centimeters. The area of rectangle B is 8 centimeters square more than the area of square A. So we have a square B and square A. Their difference is 8 centimeters square. So area of square B minus area of square A equals to 8. So what is the expression for area of square B? That will be length times width minus x plus 1 times x plus 1 equals 8. Now again remember to put bigger brackets around this. So I'll again open and simplify it directly. 2x square minus 2x plus x will become minus x minus 1, and then negative big brackets x square plus 2x plus 1 equals to 8. Now open the brackets, 2x square minus x minus 1 minus x square minus 2x minus 1 equals 8, which gives x square minus 3x and minus 10. And we've shown this required equation. Alright, in part 2, question 6, part 2, we are asked to factorize this x square minus 3x minus 10. So we're looking for two numbers which when multiplied should give us minus 10 and which when added should give us minus 3. That would be 5 combination and 5 of 5 and 2, so minus 5 times 2 gives minus 10 and minus 5 plus 2 gives minus 3. So I'll split the middle term into minus 5 and 2 minus 10. So x is common, x minus 5 plus 2 is common, x minus 5. So this is the factorized form. Okay, part 3, find the perimeter of square A. So for that we first need value of x, so let's equate it to 0. So I'm doing part 3. So for part 3 I'll equate the given factorized form to 0, and from here I get two answer, x equals to minus 2, which we'll ignore because lengths cannot be negative, and then x equals 5. When x equals 5, this will become 6 and this will become 6 as well. So now we need the perimeter. So perimeter will be 2 times 6 plus 6, 2 times length plus width, which will give us 24, which is the answer. Question number 7. Okay, question 7, part 1. Write an expression in terms of x for the perimeter of the quadrilateral. Give your answer in simplest form. So that's pretty simple. Add all the sides. So 3x minus 5 plus 2x minus 3 plus 2x plus 7 plus 15 minus 2x. So let's first add all the terms in x. So 3x plus 2x plus 2x minus 2x makes 5x, and then minus 5 minus 3 plus 7 plus 15 makes plus 14. Answer for part 1. Okay, part 2. The perimeter of the quadrilateral is 32. Find the length of the longest side of the quadrilateral. So we just found the expression for perimeter. Equate it to 32. This will give us the value of x. So 32 minus 14 divided by 5. 32 minus 14 divided by 5, which gives us 3.6. Now they need the longest length. So I believe the longest length will be 2x plus 7 because the other lengths have negative sign in between. So 2 times 3.6 plus 7. Let's see if we get the answer. Plus 7. So we get 14.2. Yes, this is the answer. Or if you're not sure which length is the biggest length, you'll have to substitute x in all these and then choose the biggest answer. Alright, part B, question 7, part B is the triangle has a perimeter of 32.5, the quadrilateral has a perimeter of 39.75. Write two equations in terms of a and b and simplify them. So the first equation will be 14 plus 7a minus 6b plus 3b plus a equals 32.5. So let's simplify this. This will become 8a minus 3b equals 32.5 minus 14, which gives us 18.5. So this is equation 1. This is the first equation. Alright, for the second equation, we'll add all the sides of the quadrilateral. Plus 6b minus a plus 13.5 plus a equals 39.75. Now this becomes 4a, no, 5a, yes, 5a, and minus 2b is the only, yes, plus 6b is plus 4b. No, I've probably missed something. Minus 2b plus 6b, and do we have any other b's here? No, so it should be 4b, yes, 4b equals 39.75 minus 13.5, which gives us 26.25. So this is the second equation. Now we have to solve these two simultaneously and get the values of a and b. So for that we need to change the coefficients of a or the coefficients of b into the same number with opposite signs, so that when we add them we can eliminate one of the variable. So if I multiply this 3 with 4 and this 4 with 3, then I'll get minus 12 in the upper equation and 12 in the lower equation, and then when I'll add them, b will get eliminated from the equation. So if I'm multiplying 4 here, I have to multiply 4 with each and every value, so I get 32a minus 12b equals 4 times 18.5. 4 times 18.5 is 74, and then the second equation becomes 5 times 3 is 5a plus 15a plus 12b equals 26.25 times 3, 26.25 times 3, which is 78.75. Add these and we get 15 plus 32 is 47a equals 78.75 minus 74 is 4.75. So no, that was 78.75. Okay, I was supposed to add these two, I ended up subtracting them, so this would be 74 plus 78.75, which gives us 152.75, and then when I'll divide 47 with it, I would get a equals, answer divided by 47, 3.25. So the answer for a is 3.25. Now to find b, I can simply substitute a in value of a in any of these equations here, anywhere. So I'll just choose this. Let's substitute a here. So 32 times 3.25 minus 12b equals 74. So 32 times 3.25 is 104. Then I'll do 75 minus 104, I get minus 30. So minus 12b equals minus 30, and b equals minus and minus will cancel out, and 30 divided by 12 is 2.5, which is the answer for b. Okay. Okay, I realized in the explanation of the last part somewhere the video got stuck. So I'll quickly show you what I did in the end. We got a equals, we had gotten a equals 3.25. Now to get the value of b, we'll substitute it in any of the equations we had above. So let's say, since I don't have those equations with me, I'll choose this equation, 8a minus 3b equals 18.5. So here simply substitute the value of a, and then when you'll rearrange and divide etc., you will get this value, b equals 2.5 from here. Okay, going to the next question. Question 8. Question 8. Okay. Sorry. Yes, question number 8. Okay. The diagram shows two rectangles. The first rectangle measures x by y centimeters and has an area of 5 centimeters square. So the equation for that would be xy equals 5 centimeters square. The second rectangle measures x plus 2 by capital Y, so x plus 2 by capital Y, and the area is 6 centimeters square. Show that small y plus capital Y equals to this. So let's make small y the subject over here. We'll get 5 over x, and when I make big Y the subject over here, I get 6 over x plus 2. Now we have to add small y plus capital Y, and we have to show that it is equals to 1. So let's do that. Small y is 5 over x plus big Y is 6 over x plus 2 equals to, and we're given that they're equals to 1, and we have to show this equation. So now let's cross multiply, take LCM first, and 5x plus 10 plus 6x equals 1. So this becomes, say, 11x plus 10 equals x square plus 2x. So we get 0 equals x square plus 2x minus 11x will give us minus 9x minus 10 equals 0. So we've shown the required equation. In the next part, we have to factorize this equation. So for part 2, simply factorize this. So we're looking for two numbers which when multiplied together should give us minus 10, and which when added together should give us minus 9. So that would be minus 10 times 1 gives minus 10, and minus 10 plus 1 gives minus 9. So breaking the middle term, 0 equals x square minus 10x plus x minus 10. So x is common in the first two, x minus 10, and then plus 1 is common, x minus 10. So we have factorized the expression. Remove the equals to 0 from here, it shouldn't be included. Alright, so the factorized form would be x minus 10 and x plus 1. This is the factorized form. Part 3, calculate the perimeter of this first rectangle. So clearing screen, going back, we got in part 2 we got a factorized form x minus 10 and x plus 1. Now we have to find the perimeter of the first rectangle. So for that we need the values of x and y. So if we equate this to 0, because we know that we've formed this equation with this left hand side equals to 0, we get two values of x equals 10 and x equals minus 1. We will be ignoring x equals minus 1 because length cannot be negative, and we'll be taking x equals 10. So this side becomes 10, this is 10 now. Now we need to find the value of y to get to the perimeter, and we know x times y was equals to 5. So 10 times y equals to 5, so y was equals to half. So now we have to find the perimeter. So perimeter is x plus y plus times 2. So x was 10 and y was half, and this becomes 10.5, and 10.5 times 2 is simply 21. So the perimeter is 21. We're done with the worksheet. Alright, if the worksheet you have is a little different from the worksheet I've explained here, then you need to check the previous video on this, which was about area and perimeters numerical question. In that video I must have discussed any pending questions that you have in a worksheet that is slightly different from the worksheet I've discussed it. Alright, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.